Hey, what's up everybody? I thought for today's video we'd do away with the special effects and backgrounds and just kind of go raw video for this one. And right off the bat, I want to thank you all for over 500 subscribers. That's absolutely amazing. I'm sorry, there's going to be a lot of jump cuts in this video because I'm using a bullet point list. I had a lot to talk about. But for today's video, I thought it might be kind of fun to take a step back and look at kind of where it all began. So, without further ado, here's my 500 subscriber special. I hope you enjoy. Believe it or not, I didn't start making videos with a school of boredom. In fact, when I started this journey, I was more of a comedian. Honestly, it goes way back, before YouTube was even a thought, but we'll talk about that more when I get to 1,000 subscribers. Today, I wanted to go back to the beginning of my YouTube career. So one day I decided I wanted to move on from home video to the internet, and it all started with a bunch of small clips that were not well thought out, and we just kind of turned the camera on and started filming. Luckily, this is the same time we decided to move away from Jackass-style video. Unluckily, this is also the time when I ran out of ideas. So after many videos were created on a now disbanded and deleted channel consisting mostly of usually silly, stupid clips of our kids or each other doing dumb stuff, I decided I wanted to do sketch comedy professionally. It all started with a dead body. Following this trajectory, one of the first comedy sketches we produced was called What to Do with a Dead Body Episode 1. Here's an exclusive look at what that looked like.
Dude, I got a dead body on my floor. I need help getting rid of it. Alright, I'll see you in about 15 minutes. There it is. I don't care how you do it. Get rid of it. Oh, thank God. Oh, pork chop.
There were a handful of other sketch comedy series we were working on at the time, like the Skinny E and G. Willikers segments. In these sketches, my partner and I would dress and act like very old men with large bushy beards and the trope of being over 100 years old. Here's another exclusive at one of those clips so you can see what that looked like.
If you got a mystery you need solved, go to the Willikers Brothers Detective Agency. We're the bee's knees and we'll hook you up straight, like pushing a hoop down a dirt road with a stick. Call the call some numbers and
You got a mystery you need solved. Come on down to Willikers Detective Agency and we'll give us some solve your mystery. That me and my brother. Call the 1-800 number. 1-800 number.
There were a bunch of these, and this is where I thought we were really onto something. Aside from making these comedy sketches, I was also dipping my toes into the stop-motion animation scene and was experimenting with it. I made a handful of stop-motion cartoons, if you could call them that, and most of them were very juvenile, but fun. Here, take a look. It was around this time that our group would gain 2 more people. This is also where the brand changed for the very first time. The channel that was originally named The Tarmo and Seabag Show was removed from YouTube by me, and only a few of the videos were kept online, rebranded, and moved over to the new channel, The Dead Ink Productions. Things were actually looking pretty good. Or were they? With that in mind, I wrote a new pilot for a video series we would hope would be ongoing, and one of my remaining partners and I filmed it. And you know what I learned that day? I learned that if someone isn't feeling video creation, you can't force it. And while I do think the video had potential, and I feel really awkward about it these days, it would mark a significant change in direction. Have a look at that video now. Here is The Dead Ink's Primordial Dead.
Thank you back. I have come to deliver you a burden of great responsibility. Who the f*** are you? I am Mr. Dr. Professor Father Time Extraordinaire. Thank you back. The future has fallen and I have come to bestow this gift upon you. Wait, you said it was a burden. Tomato, God, shut the f*** up, man. We only got like 5 minutes to cover this. Jeez, someone's off their meds. In this hat, there's an artifact containing great power. Dun, dun, dun. The power of time. Okay. You will take this artifact and gather your closest undead brethren and venture to save the future. Now is the time for you to go forth, take this gift, and all will become clear. That took forever. I thought he'd never get it right.
I'm not going to get into all the dirt, but it was not long after this that things fell apart. Turns out, people need money to live on, and early YouTube didn't really pay. So with my remaining partner, I started rebranding yet again. The Dead Ink Productions library was drained of most of its videos featuring our other partners, and no other videos were moved or rebranded. In fact, this new rebrand would be a whole new thing. It was Macabre'Gorium Labs. And why Macabre'Gorium Labs? Well, I wanted to create a whole new term, and I've always had a, if you will excuse the term, a love for all things gothic, creepy, and macabre. So I knew almost instantly that I wanted it to be called something with macabre, but I wanted a variety channel. I wanted to make it macabre, but more like a hallway of 1,000 doors with something completely different behind each one. So I started Googling different words that meant many, a lot, a bunch, or a grouping. I found nothing. Nothing that sounded good anyway. I was about to give up, but then I started thinking of a particular movie and its title in specific. I started thinking how the title played well with the basis of the movie, and that ridiculous movie was called Mr. Macabre'Gorium's Wonder Emporium. I liked how the word Gorium felt like a lot, and it had the word gore. So I turned to my partner and said, "What do you think about Macabre'Gorium?" And it was a hit right off the bat. But wait, we were already working on an IP that involved mad scientists that reside outside of reality. So I said, "Oh wait, how about Macabre'Gorium Labs?" And the labs will make extra sense because we're always experimenting with new scripts, IPs, characters, and videos. We instantly agreed, and with that, the Macabre'Gorium Labs brand was born. So with the new brand, I felt we needed a mascot or an icon. So I sat down at Microsoft Paint on my old ramshackle computer and started thinking. One of the crew at the time and I sat there for a couple hours trying out different designs and styles. Eventually I looked down at a home-done tattoo I had on my arm that I got as a teenager and thought, that's it, that's the design. So I said, hold on, I've got an idea. And using the simple shape creators like circles, squares, and wavy lines, I started designing the character you know as Zombo, with Zombette coming not too long down the line. My Zombo design was based off of a Jolly Roger face that I would add to anything I wrote or drew as a teenager to present day. It was kind of like my signature. Another thing to point out is that I have long since had that little teenage Bat's home tattoo covered up. However, a few years later, I would get the logo tattooed professionally. But I digress. So as time went on, the quality of the videos began to drop more and more. My crew was falling apart, and the videos that we were making were not really what I wanted to do. I was more into learning about animation and getting into filmmaking. So after a ton of bad videos that have since been completely removed, things got rough and I quit making videos for a long time. In the beginning, it was also decided that every video made would have Gorium attached to it, but that would not last. For everything. I still call my theories Theory-Gorium. Flash forward a few years and I was watching Cartoon Network's Uncle, Grandpa, and Chowder, which would inspire and spawn my very first of the theories. The Chowder and the Thrice Cream Theory. This Chowder theory is hated, and to this day it still has an almost 50-50 like to dislike ratio. Here, take a look for yourselves.
Macabre'Gorium Labs presents Something to Think About, a Theory-Gorium Quickie. Today we'll be taking a look at an episode of the near-classic Cartoon Network show called Chowder. But before we get started, here's a little background on the show. Chowder was a Cartoon Network cartoon about a little purple bear cat animal thing that lives and works in a catering business with a blue chef named Mung Dal, his wife Truffles, and a rock monster man named Schnitzel. Most of the episodes are about the company trying to cook and deliver various dishes. I feel like I should mention that almost all of the food in this world is anthropomorphic. Anyway, chances are if you're watching this video, you're already familiar with Chowder. So let us get back to the point of this particular video and see what Chowder's up to.
You like to eat, right? So does Mr. Fugu. Take him around to all your favorite food places.
Looks like Chowder is going to spend the day with Mr. Fugu. For the record, Mr. Fugu is a talking, floating, inflated tomato. So let's see how this goes.
I need a super duper double scooper. Enough to share, right?
Huck.
Can I have a lick now?
No, not yet.
Wow, what a move. Let's see where this goes.
Down here, why not just bite the cone and suck the thrice cream out?
I like the way you think, Mr. Cone.
Tell that to my wife. She's always ragging on me.
Hold on a minute. What just happened there? Let's take a look at the situation by breaking it down into two separate parts. First, the Cone's initial offer to have Chowder, quote, bite him and suck the thrice cream out. That wouldn't have been half as bad on its own if the thrice cream cone didn't have those two looks on his face. Second, the Cone's complaint about his wife. Clearly this Cone has marital issues and feels his wife is a nag, and he is therefore looking for a cheap thrill wherever he can find it. Let's take just a minute and look at the facts. Number 1. This thrice cream cone is being suggested. Number 2. The thrice cream cone clearly has devious intention. Number 3. The thrice cream cone is married. Number 4. The thrice cream cone is having marital issues. And number 5. The shape of the thrice cream. Anyone else notice that? Seems a little phallic, doesn't it? If we put those together and include the fact that you've just seen the video in its correct contents and think outside the box just a little, we could theorize the ice cream cone is a lonely, perverted adulterer tired of his married life and looking for a cheap thrill by preying on unsuspecting children that just wanted a sweet treat. After all, he did admit to being married, and the look on his face didn't help. Now you might be thinking, hey Danky, that's taken out of context, or Cartoon Network wouldn't allow that to happen. Well, let's see how it all wraps up.
Ice cream!
Of course Cartoon Network wouldn't allow something like that to air, but this was only a theory, and that, my friends, is something to think about.
These were cool videos, albeit dorky, and we thought they were funny, but MatPat already had a lock on goofy theories. So one day while goofing around on the internet, I was reading an article about chemicals that have weird but harmless effects on the human body. And I was reading about a specific chemical called amaranth. No, I'm not talking about the streamer girl, and while we're at it, why would you name yourself after a chemical that turns your pink? I guess that kind of answers my own question. But I was talking about the chemical, and I learned that it made your poops turn pink, and that this was discovered through Frankenberry cereal, and they even called this effect Frankenberry stool. How could I not find this funny? And to top it off, I was amazed that something I learned was so stupid and yet so interesting. So I started digging, and you know what I found out? That the Monster cereal line not only had lore, but backstories and full-on continuity. It hit me like a ton of bricks. History, lore, nostalgia, I love these things, and I can't possibly be alone. So after searching and even reaching out to the General Mills company, I decided I wanted to tell the story of the breakfast monsters and all the weird, cool facts that came with them. But first, as my entire crew had left by this point and I really wanted to be professional and build up the brand, I sat down with my wife, Goat, and we discussed the new series. We decided I would make a new video before the Monsters video, so I made the introduction to School of Boredom. If you're wondering why I called this series School of Boredom, it's because my videos are intended to be watched either by bored people who have nothing better to do, or people that want to learn history about a specific, albeit maybe forgotten topic. Therefore, I called it School of Boredom, because you might learn something, and you watch it when you're bored. That was the original idea anyway. The name just kinda stuck. And even though you can find all these currently on the channel, here, have a look at the introduction to School of Boredom. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Macabre'Gorium Labs presents the School of Boredom, a showcase of things likely forgotten. My name is Mr. Bats, and I'll be your guide today as we explore Lesson 101, Introduction to School of Boredom. So today I wanted to discuss with you what goes into making a School of Boredom lesson, why we decided to make it, and what our goals are. We here at Macabre'Gorium Labs watch a lot of YouTube, whether for news, gameplays, or theories, just to name a few. We noticed a lot of content creators are just rehashing the same thing as other content creators. There also seems to be an abundance of stupid pranks or really stupid challenges, and don't even get me started on the dark web mystery box challenges. What we didn't see that much of was something intelligent for normal people, and I use the term normal very loosely. There are YouTube videos that try to educate, but the subject matter is not made entertaining nor relayed in a way everyone can relate to or understand. Some creators forget that not everyone has a fully working understanding of physics or a fully functioning vocabulary. So we wanted to begin on our YouTube channel a series that would entertain without being too boring. We started thinking about what we could bring to YouTube that wasn't quite the same as everyone else. So we decided to create the Macabre'Gorium Labs School of Boredom, a video series that will span over 13 episodes in multiple seasons. Often, each season will be centered around a specific topic. For example, we have seasons planned for Nickelodeon, Disney, and Cartoon Network, as well as other seasons for video games and pop culture media like Star Trek. After this, I would immediately start production on Lesson 101, General Mills Monster Cereals. Now, I'm going to catch hell if I don't mention that in these early days, these videos were filmed in an RV and would take 3 to 8 hours to film and 2 or 3 days of non-stop editing, all for a 10 to 15 minute video. I really poured my heart into this, and I had no idea what I was doing. Quite the learning curve, and I'm still not sure I'm great at making thumbnails. However, over time I learned, and I got better at reading lines and better at being on camera. To this day, I consistently learn new ways and experiment with new ways to do these things every single video. Back then it was a struggle for me just getting to 20 subscribers. Reviving a dead channel is not easy. It wasn't until I realized that I'm not making these videos for popularity, clicks, or even subscribers. Not that I don't totally love the subscribers and I'm trying to go somewhere with this channel. But I do it because if I can make someone smile, help them fall back on a fond memory, or even educate someone in pointless trivia, that is what makes me keep going. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do want the subs and clicks, and it would be awesome to make money doing what I love to do, but that isn't why I do it. I do it because I love it. And that's also why I stopped asking and never ask you to subscribe, although in my end cards I think it does say something about subscribing. In my opinion, there's nothing more irritating than watching a video from a creator that I'm not that familiar with, and it goes a little like this.
Hey dude, you know why you're here? Guess what? Doesn't matter. Hit that subscribe button and then you'll find out I'm a total douchebag that ruins other people's lives. And you're a part of it now. So hit that subscribe button, and remember, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Even though you have no idea what I'm about to talk about, hit that subscribe button.
And then the person in the video proceeds to trip an old lady down a set of stairs. There was one more thing. Something felt off about my channel. I don't swear, I don't discuss politics, and I never will. I'm not vulgar, and I watch everything I say carefully. But let's be honest, that's not me. I'm basically a huge, eccentric, unfiltered super nerd. And at times I guess I can be a bit of an ass, but who isn't? In reality, I love offensive humor, horror movies, cartoons, toys, comics, and trading cards. So what to do with that side of me? Why, start an unfiltered channel to release it all, of course. And so I started Bats from the Grave. Over there I tell true stories from my life, I have product unboxings, I read creepypastas and other stories, I have a ton of fun random stuff, and I'm going to be going full bore with my content creation moving forward. So expect a lot of fun stuff coming out of both channels. And before I forget, yes, I have a gaming channel, but I'm not much of a talker when I play games, so it's mostly just gameplay. And as of recently, it's mostly Fusion Fall. A majority of the videos over there at the moment don't have commentary, but some of the videos do. And there are links to both of these other channels in the description if you're interested. Well, anyway, that was the abridged history of Macabre'Gorium Labs. Thank you all for the awesome comments, suggestions, and stories. I really love reading about your fond memories of the things I talk about. And with that, that's pretty much the end of the video. Thank you all so much for 520 something subscribers. Hopefully we can get to 1,000, and I'm gonna keep working even harder, and I'm gonna keep trying harder. The reason I haven't been putting out 2 videos a week yet is because when I started to try that, my videos and the quality started lacking, and I just can't have that. I want to be able to deliver the best I can with the most accurate information I can. Apologies for the breakdancing video. There were some things that apparently I got wrong. I'm not sure what. I'm going to have to go through that and have somebody look at it for me. But I've got a lot of cool stuff coming right now. We're doing the Cartoon Network season, and I'm probably going to put a poll up in the community tab to ask you guys what you think, but I don't know if I should run all the seasons concurrently and just kind of jumble them all together and do them as I do them, or just keep doing like I've been doing and alternating between the 2 seasons. But either way, 500 subscribers, and honestly I wasn't sure I was going to get here because this channel was dead for like 5 years. But it's awesome, and I appreciate all your support, and I hope to see you guys at the 1,000 mark, and hopefully the 10,000 mark and beyond. Anyway, as usual, I've been Bats. Thank you all for joining me. Think for yourselves. Be excellent to each other. And of course, keep it creepy. And I'll see you guys in the next video. You never know what we have in store.
Hey, thanks for checking out our video. If you enjoyed this one and would like to see more of our weird, creepy, odd, eccentric, or strange content as soon as it comes out, please feel free to click like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more. We'll see you later. Keep it creepy.